Today I'm going to show you how to connect Monday and Integromat. Let's take a look. All right, so here's the example board we're going to use to show you how to connect. If I type something in here, it will update the name of the item. Obviously, this is something that you could expand on and combine multiple columns and all that, but we're not going to get into that. We're just going to show you the basics. Now, this is the scenario that I'm using. It's very simple, obviously. There's one webhook module and one Monday module. And that's all it takes to do what you just saw. I am Jim, the Money Man. Going to make this quick. We have in the description below an affiliate link to create an Integromat account. And also, if you want to contact me or find out more about the Money Man, those are also in there. All right, let's get started. All right, so here's our board. I cleaned up a little bit. We are going to just jump right in. So a couple things to note. It's called Alpha Test, and we are going to come to our icon right there, go into Developers, and we want to come up here and get our access token. You have to show it to copy it. Now, if anybody's not freaking out because I'm showing this, you should be a little bit. There's a couple of things you don't really need to freak out. This is a lot longer than it actually shows, but you do want to protect this. When somebody has this token, they can act as though they are you on your account. So it is important to keep that secure. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to jump back to my Integromat account. We're in the new scenario and it's waiting for me. I'm going to go ahead and give this a name. We'll say update name. Okay, the first thing we want to do is click this big plus sign right here, and we're going to create a webhook. Now, for those who are not aware of what a webhook really is, when you type in a URL into your browser, you're sending a signal, a message basically, but the webhook is the same basic function that's happening when Monday sends a webhook. So it sends a signal to a particular address. And on the other side, Integromat, we're setting up the receiver for that. So we're going to create a custom webhook. And then basically what we need here is the webhook that we want it to be listening to. We're going to create a new one. So we're going to add, and we'll just call this test alpha. This, you can make it any name you want, but the one thing is, as you have more and more of these, you do want to make sure that these are descriptive enough that you can tell which ones are which. All right, so we're going to save that. And now it's listening for the first signal to get the structure of what's being sent. I'm going to stop it right now for just a bit, and we can come back in here later and redetermine the data structure. So we're just going to save that. And now what I'm going to add is a Monday module. So we'll type in Monday, look at that, a group, and the module that we want. Now there's a whole list of modules here that do almost everything that Monday's API can do. And we won't go through that today, but we want to update the column values of a specific item. So here's the part where we're going to actually connect to Monday. Now I already have a connection, but I'm going to create a new one. So we're going to add, we'll just leave this Monday V2 connection. I'm going to delete it in a minute, so it won't matter. And then we're going to paste in our key. There is the key. And just to show you, and again, I'm going to delete this, so you don't need to freak out, but it is very long. So if someone just sees your screen, it's not really enough to actually do anything with. Okay, so there it is. And then we click continue. And now it's going and getting information from our Monday account so that it knows what boards we have available. And we're going to go and look for alpha test right there. Then basically you can come in here. It went and read what items are available on this board, and we can pick an item. Now we don't want to update a specific item. We want to update whatever is being updated within Monday and is being sent via the webhook. It's going to ask, it doesn't matter. I'll just do that so we can save it. One more thing. I want to copy the address of the webhook. So I've got that now, and we'll jump back over here now to our board, and we want to create an integration. And the easiest way is, depending on your screen size, you may not be able to see this, but if you don't, just type in web and then you'll be able to get that. So that's the webhook, and we want to call a webhook when a column changes. So we're going to use this, and then we're going to paste in here the web address that I copied and then connect. Okay, so the column we want to look at is what I called title. Add that to our board. Again, jumping back to our scenario, I now want to redetermine the data structure. So it's now listening. We're going to jump back to Monday and activate it by typing something in here. Now, it's not going to do anything yet because it's just listening for the structure. Okay, so now it's got the data structure, and we're going to click OK, and then we're going to now finish our Monday module. So we don't want this item. We want the item that's coming in from the webhook. So what we're going to do is map from this module into this one. And we can delete that item ID there. And these are the fields that are coming in, that are being sent. And when we were listening and determining the data structure, what we were looking for is this, because every webhook that's sent can have a different data structure. And this is the Monday data structure for the webhook that we set up. So what we want now is, in the old vernacular, items were called pulses, and they still are used here. So we have the pulse ID, and that's going to give us the actual item ID that we want to update. Now we're going to add a column, and the column we want to update is name. Now this is specific to this scenario, of course, and the value we want is what is being sent to us, because we are getting a value when that thing is changed. Now there's a previous value as well that will tell you what it used to be, and this is the value that we want right here. So we're going to select that, add, and click OK. So now, if did everything correctly, it should work. So let's pop back over here, and we'll change this again, and this is going to be my item, and there it goes, it's changed. So now we could come back over here, and this could be more complex. One thing I do want to do though is make sure that this is not running if I delete the value. I'm going to add a condition here. I just clicked on that right there, or the wrench will also work. And I'm going to describe it, not blank. If the value, we have to open that up, exists. Okay, so if it exists, it's going to continue on this path. If it is not, if it does not exist, then it will just stop. And I'll show you that real quick. So we're going to run it, and I'm going to delete this value. And we can come back over here, and this shows that that module ran, and we got 0 in our filter. So nothing went past here, and then this did not execute because we don't see a number up here. This is the number of executions that occurred. That's it. There's really nothing to it beyond that. And now that we have, whoops, wrong module. Now that we have this connection set up, we don't have to ever touch it again. Now, what I'm going to do, as soon as I've done filming this, well, you know what? No, I'll do it twice. So I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to go back into developers, go back into my access tokens, and I'm going to show it. And if I click regenerate, this won't work. What I already set up won't work anymore. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you. So this changed, and if we then cancel this, run this again, and go back to our board and make a change here, this will run. It's not blank. So this ran, it was not blank, it passed through, and then we got an error. And if you look down here in the lower right hand corner, you can see that the operation failed because it was not authenticated. That means that we didn't have the authorization to do that. So that's basically how that works. So you need to be careful, protect your tokens, and don't regenerate them unless that's exactly what you want to do. Okay, that's it. Hopefully you can now connect your Monday account to your Integromat account. This video was a remake of our very first video, which continues to be very popular, but without being overly critical, was a little rough around the edges. So I wanted to redo it. Uh, I recently came across this picture while I was doing some research on a security enhancement that I'm working on, and it made me laugh, but also made me think that maybe I'm doing a little bit of that myself with regard to some of our videos, especially the Integromat videos. So we're going to do a little bit of a shift. We're going to focus and give you short pieces about specific parts of what you can do with Integromat and how to use it. So that's basically it. If you have any suggestions or particular topics that you would like to see, please leave that in the comments. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.